Welcome to Grimscare. In today's video, 3 Japanese horror urban legends. The streets were too quiet. It was past midnight in a dim suburban neighborhood where flickering streetlights barely pushed back the darkness. A cold wind carried the faint sound of footsteps. Takumi walked faster. He had heard the rumors. Everyone had. A woman in a long coat, a surgical mask, a voice that sounded almost kind. He shook his head. Urban legend, nothing more. Then, "Do you think I'm beautiful?" The voice came from behind him. Takumi froze. Slowly, he turned. She stood beneath the streetlight, tall, still, wearing a beige trench coat, her face hidden behind a white mask. Long black hair swayed gently in the wind. "Do you think I'm beautiful?" she repeated, her voice soft. Takumi's throat tightened. "Yes," he whispered. For a moment, silence. Then she smiled, or at least her eyes did. Her hands rose slowly to her face. She peeled the mask away. Her mouth stretched from ear to ear, impossibly wide, carved into a grotesque grin. Flesh split open, exposing teeth that gleamed wet in the light. "How about now?" Takumi stumbled backward, heart slamming in his chest. "No, no, please!" She stepped forward, closer, too fast. "Answer me!" Her voice was no longer kind. It echoed, distorted, hungry. Takumi turned and ran. Footsteps chased him, but no matter how fast he ran, she was always in front of him. "Am I beautiful?" Tears blurred his vision. His mind raced. "Yes," he screamed, "you're beautiful! You're beautiful!" Silence. Then, a whisper in his ear. "Then you should look like me." Something cold touched his cheek, and slowly, painfully, it dragged across his face. The last thing Takumi heard was his own scream blending with her laughter. By morning, the street was quiet again. But now, 2 sets of footsteps echoed at night, and 2 voices asked the same question. "Do you think I'm beautiful?" Deep in the misty Japanese countryside, where the air is thick with old secrets, ancient legends breathe life into the quiet hills and shadows. But some legends are best left undisturbed. A cracked Jizo statue, split down the middle, warns of a boundary that has been broken. Suddenly, a sound echoes through the trees, a deep, rhythmic po, po, po. A towering silhouette moves with unnatural grace behind the tree line. This is Hachishakusama, standing 8 feet tall in a flowing white dress and a wide-brimmed hat. She is a presence both mysterious and terrifying. A young boy, playing innocently in the afternoon sun, freezes. The cheerful sounds of summer insects are replaced by that chilling mechanical poke sound. He looks toward the tall hedge at the edge of the property. There, peering over the very top, is the unmistakable white rim of a hat. Terror strikes. The boy turns and sprints toward his grandparents' traditional house, his breath hitching as he senses eyes watching his every move. Inside, he tells his grandparents what he saw. Their faces drain of color, turning deathly pale as they realize the horror that has found them. They summon a local witch. With a grim expression, she hands the boy a protective scroll, whispering ancient prayers to keep the evil at bay. The boy is locked in a room. Small piles of salt sit in the corners, and talismans cover the windows. He sits alone, clutching the scroll.
As night falls, the house is besieged. The eerie poke, poke, poke resonates through the thin walls, vibrating in the boy's very bones. A soft knock sounds on the door. A voice, sounding exactly like his grandfather, pleads, "Open the door, son. Let me in. It's safe now." The boy shivers, remembering the witch's warning. He stays silent, his eyes fixed on the shadow lingering under the door, waiting for a mistake. Morning light finally spills into the room. The boy is safe, but the trauma of the night has left a permanent mark on his soul. The family flees. In the back of a car, the boy looks out the window as they speed away from the village, leaving the nightmare behind. In the distance, standing tall in a field of swaying grass, Hachishakusama watches. She doesn't move, her silent gaze promising she will never truly forget.
The school stayed open too late. Rain clawed at the windows, and the halls of Kisaragi High stretched endlessly under flickering fluorescent lights. Most students had gone home hours ago, but Yui hadn't. She shouldn't have stayed. Her footsteps echoed as she hurried toward the bathroom at the end of the 3rd floor. The air grew colder the closer she got. The lights above buzzed, then dimmed. She stepped into the last stall, locked the door, sat, and then a voice. "Do you want red paper or blue paper?" Yui froze, her breath hitched in her throat. I don't want anything," she whispered. The voice came again, closer now, almost amused. "Red or blue?" Her heart pounded so loud it drowned out the rain. She remembered the rumors. Everyone knew them. Red meant death, your body torn apart, drenched in blood like a red cloak. Blue meant suffocation, your blood drained until your skin turned pale and lifeless. "Then yellow paper?" she stammered desperately. A slow laugh filled the stall. "There is no yellow." Yui screamed and burst from the stall, sprinting toward the exit. The door slammed shut before she reached it, locked. The mirrors along the wall began to crack. In each reflection, Aka Monto. She turned back. He stood inches away. "Choose." Her legs gave out. Tears streamed down her face. I don't choose." Silence. For a moment, nothing. Then, Aka Monto tilted his head, and for the first time, he spoke differently. "Then I will choose for you." The lights exploded, the windows shattered inward, and the hallway filled with red. Thanks for watching. Your support means a lot to me. See you next time.